Welcome to Cognito Key. Have you ever stopped to think about how a simple click or tap on your screen actually makes something happen? Well, today, we're diving deep into the hidden world of system software. It's the unsung hero that lets your computer actually understand you.
It's a really fascinating puzzle, right? We speak in words, we use gestures, but our devices? They only get the language of electricity, just a long, long stream of zeros and ones. So how on earth do we bridge that massive gap?
You see, at the very heart of it all is this huge language barrier. The best way to picture it is as a great digital divide. We're over on one side with our everyday human languages, and the computer is way over on the other, just speaking in binary. So on our side, we've got what's called high-level language, basically the instructions that make our apps work. And on the other side, that's machine language, the computer's native tongue. It's pure binary code, and for most of us, it just looks like a confusing wall of numbers. Okay, so the big question is, how do we cross this divide? How do we get our intentions translated into actual actions? Well, the answer is in this incredibly powerful but almost always invisible piece of technology. And that bridge, that amazing universal translator in our digital world, is system software. It's the silent hero working tirelessly behind the scenes, making everything we do on our devices possible. So what is it really? Well, system software is basically a collection of programs that manages the computer and acts as that crucial translator. It's what lets us use these super complex machines without needing a degree in computer science. And what makes this software so special is how close it is to the hardware itself. It's written in what we call low-level languages, which are very, very close to the machine's native binary. This makes it incredibly fast and efficient. But that also means it's super complex and not something you'd want to mess with. A good analogy is the engine of your car. It's absolutely essential, but you probably wouldn't try to modify it yourself, right? All right, now let's talk about the big boss of system software, the one you've definitely heard of, the operating system, or as we all call it, the OS. And this quote just sums it up perfectly. The OS is like the master conductor of an orchestra. It creates this stable, organized environment where all our other programs and apps can run smoothly without any hitches. And believe me, the OS is a master multitasker. It's juggling all your running programs. It's managing all the resources like the CPU and your printer. It's deciding what goes into memory. And, so importantly, it's keeping your whole system secure. This is really where performance comes from. If your computer feels sluggish, it's often because the OS isn't managing all these tasks efficiently. It really is the unsung hero keeping our digital lives in order. And of course, you use these powerful operating systems every single day. Whether it's Windows, Mac OS, Android on your phone, or iOS, they're like these silent partners in your life, doing all the heavy lifting in the background. But here's the thing, the OS doesn't do it all alone. Oh no. It has a whole toolkit of specialized little helpers and translators to perform its magic. One of the most important tools in this kit is called the compiler. You can think of it as a really, really meticulous translator. When a developer writes an app, the compiler takes that code and puts it through this intense process. It checks the vocabulary, the grammar, the logic, everything, to make sure it all makes perfect sense before finally translating it into the machine code the computer can actually run. And the toolkit doesn't stop there. You've also got the assembler, which handles another type of low-level language. Then there's the linker, which is kind of like a project manager, piecing all the different bits of code together. And finally, you have the loader, which is like a stagehand, getting the finished program into memory so it's all ready for showtime. So, after hearing about all these complex, invisible layers, you might be asking yourself, why does any of this even matter? Why should we care? Well, this entire hidden world, this whole invisible ecosystem, it all exists for one simple but incredibly powerful reason. It's all there to give us a user-friendly platform. It hides all the insane complexity of the hardware so that we can create and work and play, all without ever needing to know a single thing about binary. It's what turns a machine of zeros and ones into a tool for human expression. So, the next time you tap an icon on your phone or launch an app on your laptop, just take a second. Think about that incredible, invisible symphony of translators and managers all playing in perfect harmony, just for you. It's pretty amazing, isn't it? Thanks so much for joining us here on Cognito Key. If you enjoyed this little peek behind the digital curtain, please do us a favor and hit that like button, share this with a friend, and subscribe for more explainers on the technology that shapes our world. We'll see you in the next one.